Fatima, you and Rita and Vero should come, I beg.
How did Rona get started? My name is Sharon, and then people used to call me Sharona, and so it was just like Rona, so that's how it came together.
And my name is Titi Akinyosoye, and I'm a fashion stylist, the creative director of The Lady in Style. I do styling for special events, everyday looks, closet overhauls, as well as weddings. Sharon's like a sister to me, and we go way back since we were children. She's family. Rona Wig was birthed out of like Sharona, because she was going by Sharona and she was obsessed with wigs and would constantly be making them. She started off buying them from somebody. It says it was a girl in North Carolina, and she would always get her wigs made by, I can't remember the wig girl in North Carolina that she would fly over there. She even brought her to Nigeria at one point. That was how obsessed she was with wigs, yes. And then one day, right after she gave birth to Sawyer, her first son, I remember she was braiding a wig. She was braiding a wig in her living room and saying, I want to turn this into a business. I just can't find a name. And she just kept working on the wig. And we were all sitting down there just gathering, just talking about it. And I'm like, your name is Sharon? Sharon, why don't you just call it Rona? And that's how Rona Wigs was birthed.
I was on bed rest when I was pregnant with my first son. That was in 2014, and I was just bored out of my mind. I had wanted my friend, Deanna Owens, who had been the person who had made my first wig. I found her on YouTube, called her immediately, booked an appointment, and had my first install with the closure. And it was just like amazing. I didn't know how she did it. I thought she was a genius. And so I was going back to the States and I asked her, can I come in and do another one? She said, I'm going to make you a wig this time. And literally the rest is history.
I'm Deanna Owens, the owner of So Natural Hair, as well as So Natural Hair Boutique. I'm an extension provider, as well as a person that loves to create installs and wigs. I met Sharon through a phone call. Now, what Sharon may say is one thing, but I know personally, I feel like I really connected with Sharon in person. Now, naturally, stories start long before you actually meet face to face. But we met in North Carolina, and instantly I just been gravitating towards her. You can naturally know between whether you're going to be a client, a lifelong friend, or just a general passerby situation. But I noticed automatically that me and Sharon are creatives. Sharon was not just a client; she's also creative. She's a hair connoisseur. So when you have those two links together, it's just magical. Okay, I remember when Sharon was actually my agent, and I was booked to come out to Nigeria. And so Sharon was able to negotiate the contracts for me, went out there, we did different classes, and it's been amazing ever since. Sharon is multifaceted. So on one hand, she's a client. On the other hand, she is a business mogul, wig designer, an agent, a friend, a person that helps to really get you going. There have been times when I've seen her in Atlanta, she's coming straight from a show, and she's like, Deanna, look at this. And I'm like, what, Sharon? But whenever we get together, it's a great time. We're always venturing and exploring new things. And yeah, we love playing in here when we get together.
Rona Wigs has basically been a business since 2014. It started off with just me, and then I had Rita, who had worked for me. She's my first staff, and she's still with me till today. Rita is my first ever Rona staff, and she refuses to leave me, right, Rita?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, please. Don't look. Can I say so? Everybody's afraid of Rita in the office, so Rita Burudie. Ask Fatima. Rita, you're a bit wicked, somehow.
No.
Do you know
Be real.
You're not being, oh, excuse me, you're telling me about it. Let's talk about it. Rita dropping dollars today. Okay, Rita. Shit. Excuse me. Okay. So, Rita, how do we meet each other? Tell the story so it won't be like I'm making it up.
Actually, it's a nice thing knowing you.
Aww.
And
Rita.
I'm happy to meet you. Because at the time, I was working with one natural hair salon, and things were not okay. Which I have been meditating, praying about that, like things should change for me to live. And that faithful day she came.
Answer prayer.
But the first impression that she gave me just made me feel like,
Yeah, not sure.
I'm not sure.
Because I said I was a bitch that day. Correct grade A Lagos Bay bitch. So I was super rude that day, and Rita was just being like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Mom. It's okay. I just, oh my gosh, she's so sweet. I'm so mean." And so I started being nice. And then what happened after? When you finished braiding my hair,
Yeah, she called me outside.
I said that to help me carry my things outside. And what did I say?
And she said, "Oh, would you like to work with me?"
No, what I said was, "How much are you paying me?"
How much? Yeah, I remember.
That's what really I was trying to package my pay. No, I was all up in your face. Because I was done making wigs. I was so tired of doing all the work on my own. I really did need somebody. And so what did you say, Rita?
Yes, which I say yes. Because
And I asked you how much they're making that I'll pay you 10K more. I think you're making 30K. Not to be all up in your salary.
That was is it 25?
Yeah, so
that was 25. Then I told her, so she's okay. I'm going to add 10K to your salary.
But now you balling, right?
Yeah, I'm happy because I can see how patience takes someone to a particular place. Because even when we came to the house, if I do not have that patience or like to express myself when she make me angry in a little way, I could have left, but that patient.
But I used to blast you.
Yeah, but
it wasn't
it's
even
true.
just.
I like the way she talked to me because it makes me also understand my mistake or what I shouldn't do or what I should do. Because sometimes I can wrongly do things I shouldn't do at the wrong time or at the right time. So I do appreciate how you stood by me by correcting me.
Oh, Rita!
I am now at a manager level, which I have 6 people under me.
Boss moves. Okay, Rita. Okay. So we started with Rita. It was just me and Rita doing all the work. So we would take orders and me and Rita would sit there and we would sew all the hair. And, then I would do all the finishing and I would do all the hairstyling. And trust me, it was a lot of back-breaking work. It was actually so much work. I have a newfound respect, I have to say, for people in the beauty and hair industry. It is hard work being on your feet. So you guys stop pricing people and pay people what they said they want you to pay them, because it's a lot of work. And if you don't like that price, trust me, this is Nigeria, this is Lagos, there's someone who does it for cheaper than that. Go there. Anyway, so that was me and Rita, and then now we grew to about maybe, I think, 10 people. But now we have, because we have media crew, we do a lot of marketing ourselves now. We have a staff strength of 35 people. So God pays 35 people every month. That's all I'm going to say about that, because if I'm to tell you how we've done it or how we're able to do it, I'm not sure. But I know that it's God. So to be honest with you, I kind of feel like I fell into wig making. I don't think it was something that I had a strategic plan for. I think it was just an interest that I had that just kind of grew organically. And as I got better at making wigs, I just started having more questions I wanted answered. And anytime I would speak to a stylist or a wig maker, they would basically tell me that, that wasn't possible. And I'd be like, no, it is. And so I just kept on experimenting and trying. So it wasn't even really that I started a wig business intentionally. It was actually that every time I wanted to quit, more people would order. And so I started needing more hands. So the business actually grew extremely, extremely organically. My mind was not even on this whole beauty business takeover that I'm on now. Honestly, it literally just grew organically. So my husband kind of got on board when he saw more people were just kind of making orders and placing orders. Every time someone would come, meet me and do their consultation in the pool, I would come back with more money in my hands. I was able to be a little bit more helpful around the house as far as like helping out with groceries or just not having to like ask him for every little thing. So, he too started seeing the benefit of me having a bit of a side hustle, because that's what I thought it was. So you guys, I want you to meet my husband, Yummy. On Instagram, he's called @YummyLax. Don't follow him. I stalk his DM and his comments.
do though. Like, I'm not even trying to pretend. Comments approve. Everybody knows me. I made it to Instablog. So yeah, at your own risk. Anyway, babe.
But why put me on blast?
No, let the threats be made known. Everyone knows I'm crazy. I don't care. I'm not ashamed about it. You get? Everyone has to protect what's their own now. I beg her.
They know you're crazy.
But what do you think about me, darling?
You're wonderful, darling.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So, when I told you that I'm becoming a wig maker, did I even ever tell you I was becoming a wig maker?
You just started making wigs for yourself, and remember, you never talked about.
Remember when I was on
when
bed rest?
people started requesting from you.
Then it now turned in.
Now it slowly became, but yeah, it
didn't really. It wasn't like I made some announcement.
No, it wasn't like you woke up. Oh, I want to. No, you just started fixing your old wigs and started making new ones.
So what was the first memory you have about me, like wig making?
Oh, I think probably when you were pregnant. Mm-hmm. ATL. It all started in 2014. I think she was pregnant with our first son. And she was put on bed rest, and I think she was having some issues with the wig that was made for her by one of her friends, and I think the friend was busy at that particular time. She decided to start playing around with the wig and trying to figure out the wig was made. I think that was the birth of Rona Wigs. And in terms of what has it been like, it's been a crazy roller coaster ride for the last 6 years. From starting off in the US, coming back to Nigeria, and starting the business in the BQ. From the BQ, we're moving to the pool house. From the pool house, moving to the Crash BQ. From the Crash BQ, moving to the current location now, and also from the current location, trying to expand to other locations. It's been a roller coaster, but it's been a very good one. Having to create something out of nothing, and also watching her. Be innovative with other things. For example, the braid wigs. I think she's one of the first to start the braid wigs. And also, I think the Rona on the go, where you can have like a face cap and also have some wigs attached to it for workout. I've been well impressed with those type of innovations. But overall, I've been quite impressed with the way the business has started off and where the business is going. Balancing business and family, it's quite challenging. One of the things about Sharon's that once she has a mind of something, she gives it 100%. So I have to be there to remind her to always take a step back and always trying to balance things out.
My plan was just kind of be a stay-at-home mom and then just go back and work for my dad, where I could guarantee you get a nice salary and just let me be comfortable and just live a comfortable rich kid life. That was the plan. Let me not lie. I think I had been a little bit defeated because I had done boutiqueonline.com. I had started this online clothing business, and if I had done it properly, it would have done well, because it was the kind of like one of the first of its kind in Lagos. I don't want to say the first, but one of the first. But I just didn't plan it properly. I didn't, I just spread myself too thin. I know the mistakes I made, and it's funny because I'm kind of getting back into the clothing thing, but now that I know what I want to do, I'm planning it differently. Well, I don't know if I've been so much inspired, but I've always kind of been obsessed with my hair. So for those people who may not know, I used to have dreadlocks. Yep, that's right. I had dreadlocks for about 5 years, but my front hair, like my edges, started to get really weak as the dreadlocks got heavier. So I moved on to doing sew-ins. And, it was a journey to figure out, human hair. Actually, the first person that sold human hair to me was one of my best friends. Her name is Tolu. So Tolu basically put me on and started the addiction to human hair. And I used to buy bundles and bundles. I remember one time I bought like maybe, 8 bundles or so, sold the whole thing. And we were still doing weave on then. I walked around with this big head, but I loved it. And I just love full, luscious, voluptuous hair. I just think it's amazing. And so, I started my hair journey there. But, as far as wig making is concerned, it was something I fell into simply because I was waiting for a wig to be made and I just didn't have time for that. But then as I started doing it more and more, I just realized I was good at it because I didn't even so much care about the customer. I cared about my hair looking good. So that was actually my motivation, to just keep on making wigs that made my hair look good. And to be honest with you, like, there's a Bible verse that I always think about, and I think it was Zechariah 4:10, and it says, "Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." And, for me, I feel like God was happy that I just got started. If you look at the wigs I used to make versus the wigs I make today, there's a huge difference, but it took a lot of diligence, it took a lot of hard work, and it took a lot of not giving up.
Coming on growth, I would definitely give it an A+. Coming from where she started from a one-person business to where the business is today, being able to provide employment opportunity for people and also bringing innovative products into the market. So I've been well impressed with the growth, and I'm looking forward to where the business is going to be in the next couple of years. We have great expansion plans, and also other things such as training and also empowering people as well. So I'm looking forward to where the business is going to be in the next couple of years.
It takes a long way for we to get to where we are today, and I think everything has to be with determination. If assuming we have said, because of the stress, because it was just me and you. So because of the stress and the sleepless night, and back then we have so much clients, so much customers. If assuming we want to give up based on the sleepless night, we do have.
Girl, the sleepless night. Well, I'm still not sleeping, Sha. Yeah. Anyway, you guys are just witnessing the fun part. You're seeing, the hair, the glam, the glitz. You're not witnessing the long hours and the time that we really have to take to do it. And I still don't sleep. Proudly don't sleep, actually. Yeah,
a lot of people do know the brand, and you've come a long way, and being able to build the brand out of nothing is quite impressive.
Thanks, boo.
And I think you're one of the first out of the game, so that's always been around and always been consistent as well. And also by people looking at your social media, they realize, okay, this girl, she's always constantly updating.
Babe,
and
that's so sweet.
Yeah, whatever.
Let's have a moment.
No, we're not having.
Let's have a moment. I started with the resources that I had by, first of all, working out of my house for the first 2 years of my business. So while I was busy, I used all the profit to go back into the business. Also, I invested only what I had. So at the time I started the business, I think I had about $2,000 available to me, and that's what I used to start. And I just did simple math. I calculated how much the bundles were. I calculated my time. I calculated the shipping cost. I calculated, packaging. And once I calculated my price, I just wanted to make enough to make a profit and buy some more hair. So it was simple math, and it was simply what I had, and a lot of YouTube, a lot of mistakes, a lot of trial and error. But with every mistake I made, I also created another rule. Okay, this is why we're going to make the wig this way. This is why we're going to do this that way. And, once I got to a place where I had regular clients, I started adding extra services like, let me help you wash your wig. Let me help you maintain it. Let me tighten it. And that's when I was able to get enough money to employ my first person. So I started with the works of my hands. Literally, I did everything by myself. Judges 6 verses 14. Then the Lord turned to him, and that's Gideon. God's talking to Gideon. And, Gideon was worried because he didn't have that many that much of an army, and they were going up against, I believe, the Midianites. So he said, just go with your strength, go with the strength you have, and rescue Israel from the Midianites. I am sending you. My favorite part of this Bible verse is where God says, go with the strength you have. And that just speaks volumes to me, because I used what I had to get started. And God has honored me. God has prospered me. God has given me wisdom and shown me how to grow the business. God has given me unique ideas for expansion. And, now people are starting to notice Rona. I just want to encourage anyone who's going into a business or starting a business or is already in the business, Don't give up. Do not give up. Ask God to strengthen you, to give you endurance, to just keep on fighting until you get what you want. Trust me, so far that you can see it in your head, it can happen. Because the wigs that I'm wearing are not something that I can say I can go and buy from somebody else. I definitely created this for myself, and I know that, you know, my style of making wigs is unique to me, and I know that that's something that God gave me as a gift for my diligence, for working hard and for not giving up.
Ife Tony, Fumi Kola